Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Doctor Who Reviews. This one is going to be a doozy, I can just tell. So we're reviewing It Takes You Away, written by Ed Heim, and I better introduce my two special guests. Firstly, to my virtual left, all his dreams have come true at once, it's Freezing Inferno.
Finally!
You got it out your system yet, Higurashi? Good. And to my virtual right, she thinks that breaking a mirror gives you 7 years. Good luck, it's Kat.
Oh, you think it's good luck? Oh,
Well,
honey, I fuck up everybody's lives.
It's all reversed. Also, 30 seconds in, strong language tab, good going.
I broke my record! Yay!
We are never going to get a entirely clean podcast, are we?
Of course we're not.
No.
I shouldn't even
I
try.
honestly tried to do it. I tried to do it for the Witchfinders, but then Frez fucked it up, so it's his fault.
Okay, well, you ruined this one, so we're even.
I think we might have all dropped an F-bomb in the Witchfinders.
Well, here, I'll drop a few more. Fuck, fuckity, fuck, fuck, fuck.
Probably in my case is when I was talking about King James I, who I just have to clarify for the record because Dracus was absolutely drinking me over the coals for this. I did not hate him. I just couldn't take him seriously.
Oh, I hated him. I hated every single aspect of him.
I just couldn't take him seriously, but please don't kill me, Dracus. I didn't hate his performance. I didn't hate the character. I don't hate Alan Cumming. Right, we got that out of the way. Let's get
I hated his performance. Come at me, bitch.
I loved it.
I
but
dare
you know what
you.
else I loved? It Takes You Away.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Yes.
boy. This is a huge surprise in mostly a good way.
Oh.
We didn't know anything about this, really, going into this, and I think that's for the best.
Oh, God, yes. It works.
Yeah,
to its benefit.
probably.
Because this was so surprising.
This, the ways this is good are good in the same sort of ways that a lot of episodes in the Moffat era were interesting, in that it gives you this little premise that you assume and then completely turns it on its head and says, actually, we're doing this. And the big example I can think of, and this is just an example of this trend, let's not start an argument about its quality again, is Kill the Moon. Because whether you hate or love Kill the Moon, you got to admit that it starts off by going, okay, space spiders, and then flips shit completely in an unexpected way.
Yeah, to abortion.
Yeah, to abortion. Which, again, we're not getting into the quality of that. We did that 4 years ago on our show, I think.
I don't think I was even there for that. I think I was ill. I think I was ill for that.
Oh, yeah, it was just me and Kat.
Yeah.
That was an interesting podcast.
Yeah,
But It Takes You Away just flicks through at least two other settings on the way to its goddamn batshit science magic premise, and it's brilliant.
yeah.
Oh, those were good times. Just me and Frez.
Oh, thanks for that.
Yeah.
How was Prison Rania?
Yeah, not good.
Yeah, I imagine not.
Have you seen his tattoos on my arm?
I noticed.
Yeah, what does that say what does that say? Rohan's bitch? Who's Rohan?
I have no idea. I just woke
Shibe
up
Rohan.
I just woke
the
up
manga
one
artist.
morning and that was there. I'm not sure about these tally marks on my arm
So
either.
anyway.
They might be a bit concerning. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, It Takes You Away.
What?
It Takes You
Oh,
Away.
yeah.
Yeah. Can I just say, straight off the bat, Jodie Whittaker has been criticised by other people this season. Probably not us so much, but by other reviewers, saying that she's not serious enough or she's not intimidating enough. They actually might have a point about the intimidation. Not here. My God. That scene with ribbons. Oh,
Oh God! Yeah.
Chills. Like he's got Graham at knife point, and he says something like, "That's not my way." And she says, "You do not want those to be your last words." Oh my God.
Beautiful.
That's more like the intimidation we should be seeing. I mean, we saw a bit of it with Tim Shaw in the first episode, but not really since then.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen the anger of a Time Lord from Jodie's Doctor yet.
Which is because I've been saying that Jodie is playing a more passive Doctor at times. There are some bursts of activity, but it's not like Time Lord victorious shit. There's no second chances. That's the kind of woman I am moment for her yet.
There's no family of blood.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's such a good moment.
Hey, and how do you know that one had mirrors too?
Yeah.
I said at some point during the chat, "Look out, Doctor! The family of blood's in there." Well, she was peeking her head through the mirror.
Well, just sister of mine, but yes. That would have been an amazing callback.
So, where do we want to begin with It Takes You Away? Here?
Well, we've already started with the Doctor, but also because I will say one criticism I have this episode, I'm afraid I've had them with most episodes, it still doesn't do a whole amount with Yaz.
Yeah, that's something.
She does get one or two rather good moments, though. She gets perhaps my favourite line of the episode where they've got crossed over to the other universe, or I'll say it, just get out of the way, the mirror universe. And Graham says, like, so you've done all this to your daughter because you want to visit your dead wife in another reality. I'm going to hit him. Then Yaz goes, "No, you're not. I am."
Oh,
I would have actually done it. I would have applauded them if they actually had hit him because, oh my God, he was an idiot.
He might have deserved it, but as I'll touch on
He did deserve
when
it.
we get to the whole business of Hannah and the solid track, I will explain why maybe we're being a bit harsh on Eric in some respects. Also, the Phasmin shipping intensifies, I'm afraid to say. Who comes up with
How's that a bad thing?
who comes up with reversing the polarity? Not the Doctor, it's Yaz.
Yay.
And then she says, "Yasmin Khan, you speak my language."
I did love that line where the Doctor said something along the lines of, "Oh, Solitract! I've mentioned Solitract before, haven't I?" That is literally the first time you've ever said that word.
Yeah, and talking about she had 7 grandmas and how Granny 5 thought Granny 2 was a Zygon secret agent.
Oh, God.
That was pretty good.
Oh, yes.
I also quite like how that fan comic is becoming reality now, because I think back in the Saranga Conundrum when that came out, somebody produced a fan comic that's Yaz talking to the Doctor. It says, "There is no way I'm letting you do this dangerous thing without me."
Beautiful.
And she volunteers to go through the portal.
See, I have a theory that hinges on a question I need to ask. Was Mandip Gill hired on after the other two?
I'm going to be honest and say I don't know for certain. That information has not been revealed.
Because it could be a case of where, they had 2 and they wrote it around 2 people, 2 companions. But they liked Mandip so much that they decided to hire her on as a 3rd, and they just sort of inserted her where they could. And that might explain why, they don't seem to do a whole lot with Yaz.
That could make some sense. Because we know that the
Again,
scripts...
I don't know. It's just a theory.
No, it's fine.
Again!
Oh, Cat, no.
I can't believe this.
I can.
I don't even like Matt Pat. I hate him.
Prez, you've been on this podcast for how many years now? You should have expected that, seriously.
God.
Spouting out tired old memes, yeah, that's pretty much our brand at this point.
I mean, I haven't even
Tired old meme.
Sorry. No, you're not a tired old meme, but it's just a theory.
God damn it!
Moving on. I've lost her.
I see where it's going.
I've lost her. I'm in trouble again.
Yeah, just a bit.
When are the ninjas coming? How long have I got?
Oh, it's not the ninjas. I've already called the copyright police on you again, so.
Oh, great.
And now is the point where Brainiac puts Arrested for YouTube crimes up again.
Is it?
I don't know. Viewers, you tell me. Reach out from the future and come back and break into our call and tell me if he put Arrested for YouTube crimes up on the screen right now.
Yes, come on, viewers, reach out and touch faith.
Reach through the mirror universe into the Amazon and tell me.
Okay, I get it. You're loving this far too much.
I'm fucking vindicated after 4 goddamn years of this being subtext that it becomes actual canon.
Yeah.
Mirror bullshit symbolism in Doctor Who. Come on, I'm on cloud fucking 9.
I think the minute that was revealed on this episode, Jane Campbell punched the air.
The minute that was revealed, I went immediately, oh god, is Frez okay? He's going to go insane from this.
I think I jumped into the chat at a commercial break and I posted a happy anime face to be like, yes!
I think you did. I mean, I didn't see that till the following day, but I think you did exactly that.
What's funny is that Rainiac has told me that on airing, he didn't really put 2 and 2 together.
No.
But it was only after that he went. So it was like the mirror thing. Oh no. Oh no!
Cringe horror.
I was literally the monorail guy in The Simpsons.
Yes.
No, because I was so sort of weirded out the first time I was watching it. I was like, okay, my brain's not processing this fully. And it wasn't
Man, that was a really weird episode. Oh no.
Yeah, basically.
Oh no.
Once I'd had time to mull it over, I was like, that was about mirrors. Jerry's going to make my life a living hell this week, isn't he?
But before we talk about mirrors, we have to talk about other characters.
Yeah, for me, the star yet again of this show was Bradley Walsh.
Oh, God. Okay. I've complained about the fridging of Grace before, but if you're gonna do it, and if you're gonna finish it off, this was a really great emotional way.
This was not a fridging. I
mean, retroactive fridging stuff.
Yeah, I will admit that you've convinced me that the killing of Grace was a fridging back in episode 1. This was not a fridging.
Oh, this isn't a fridging. No, this is
the
consequence.
No, because she's already dead.
Yeah, this is the consequence of the fridging, still reaching forward in the arc.
Yeah.
It's good. It's very, very good. But, call a spade a spade.
And I will say one thing. Kudos to whoever put the trailer together and whoever put the TV teaser together for this episode and didn't show Grace once. Thank you.
It didn't show shit, actually.
No, but thank you for not showing Grace in particular, because that would have been a stupid thing to show.
Yes.
That's the sort of thing you don't reveal.
America, who continues to do that stupid preview thing in between the episodes commercials.
I thought they stopped that.
I hate you.
I thought they stopped that last week.
They started doing it again. I'm so mad.
Please tell me.
Last time they did it, they put up Rosa, and now this time it was the part where the doctor tells them to stay very still or whatever so that they don't run.
Well, at least it wasn't, the reveal of Grace.
That is true, because if it was that, I would have thrown something at my TV, and then I would have to bill the BBC for a new TV.
But they really did put Paul Graham through the emotional ringer again.
Oh
my God, yes.
And he broke my heart again. Bradley Walsh, can you please stop doing that? Please? I can't
also
take...
made us laugh really hard. I love that bit where they pull him out of the mirror and he's like, well, I didn't give him my credit card details.
Yeah, but the best thing about that, the little subtle foreshadowing there, because he says, I wasn't lured. And 20 minutes later, he's lured in by the Solitrat taking the form of his dead wife.
God.
Good writing, Mr. Heim. Good writing.
Good writing on this show? Say so.
Couldn't be. And the bit that really broke my heart was when he realises Grace isn't Grace. Because the Solitrat's looking out for itself.
You know the bit that broke my heart?
Go on.
Granddad.
Well, that didn't break my heart.
So good.
That didn't break my heart. That felt like we'd earned it. And he'd earned it.
Mm.
I mean, we've been waiting for
Well, it
Ryan to
broke my
call
heart
them.
because that probably means he's going to die soon.
No. I don't
That
think he
is
is.
a red flag.
I don't know. I don't know about Chibnall and character death. I mean, we know how Moffat does the character death thing, which, incidentally, like I said, was 3 years ago tomorrow. Which might be 3 years ago today for you listeners, if he gets this up tomorrow.
I'll try to.
On the 5th of December. Well, we'll see. But yeah, Moffat's way with character death was the character died. Now let's tell a completely different and better story. I don't know how Chibnall's going to handle death if he wants to kill Graham off.
I just hope he doesn't.
Yeah.
But the bit that broke my heart was his line is like, she's revealed to not be Grace because she's Ryan is still stuck in the anti-zone. And Grace says, "Oh, he'll be fine there," and he says, "Like, oh, you were so close."
God.
The real Grace would never have abandoned Ryan. She'd be leading the charge through that portal. You're a fake. Bang.
See, now this is what makes this episode. This is what makes the episode great. Like, even if it was just all the weird, goddamn gonzo crunchy shit we're about to talk about after the character points here that we've got, the addition of this whole emotional plot line just makes it all the sweeter.
Yeah.
I cried for him.
I didn't
cry, but it was pretty sad.
I came close, but I didn't cry.
I did cry, but only once Ryan said "Granddad," and then it was like, no.
That bit didn't make me cry. That felt like a well-earned, as I said, felt like a well-earned moment because Graham's been put through the.
It was still emotional, you ass.
Of course, it was emotional. Don't call me an ass.
Ass. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That's right. You're British. Arse.
Yeah, exactly. That's acceptable.
Oh wait, fuck you because I'm American. Ass.
God almighty.
The Americans taking over again. Whatever will happen next.
The Canadian taking over and talking about me.
No, that will never happen. Canada will never take over. You're too damn nice.
You just wait.
I mean, apparently they have an aircraft carrier or something like that. It's like apparently. So.
Oh,
well, I think Papua New Guinea's got an aircraft carrier, but I don't think they're going to be invading anytime soon.
You never know.
You wait and see. We'll fucking team up.
Yeah, okay.
They'll take over by just bringing in poutine, and then everybody will be like, "Oh, well, thank you."
Oh, you mean cheese, chips, and gravy? That's what poutine is.
I will have words with you later.
We call it cheese, chips, and gravy. What?
Rainiac.
What?
Run. Run.
I can't.
You do not know what you have started.
I've just told him a dish that is basically the same dish. We call it cheese, chips, and gravy.
Next week where Rainiac will not be here because he'll be dead. And also Fuzz won't be here because he'll be in jail.
Why do you think I keep the Atlantic Ocean between us?
Arrested for poutine crimes.
Oh, God. Arrested for poutine crimes?
Yes, this is different from Putin crimes, which are completely different and obviously do not ever happen. That's
pretty fitting given what happened to the Crimea this week. Let's get back to the episode. The other star, well, I suppose, Ryan.
I'm of two minds on this. I liked his plot line, but I wonder how he would have reacted if he were in the mirror world.
I think it's important he wasn't in the mirror world.
Oh,
so do I.
I guess.
Because the whole point of the solar track is it's trying to attract one person using one apparition. But if Ryan was there, it probably would break down like it did with Eric's wife. Is it Trina? I think it's Trina.
I think.
Yeah,
Trine,
because
right?
Or Trine. It's spelled Trine.
It's Norwegian.
I think it's Trina.
I think it's Trine.
Okay, well, whatever her name is, husband's completely fooled by it. Hannah comes over and is like, "You're not my mother, you're an imposter." So would Ryan have been the same?
Could have been.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think he would honestly have fallen for it, but he also would have... had it in his mind like, she's dead, she has to be dead. Because while he obviously had the same emotion, a similar emotional connection because it was his grandmother who raised him for pretty much all his life, there's also the fact that, Graham was her husband. They had a emotional connection that Ryan could never have with her. So that's why I think it's so important that he was inside and, Ryan was not. Because otherwise it would have been this huge muddy water of, you're my grandmother, but you're also dead, and meanwhile, Graham is like having his emotional moment.
Yeah.
I just think that having Ryan there would have taken away from it.
I agree.
Fair enough.
I tend to agree.
Not to mention that Ryan seems to be mostly okay with the fact that she died, as you eventually come to be. Meanwhile, Graham was obviously still emotionally distraught, so he needed this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
And Ryan's main role in this episode is to act as a kind of not a babysitter because she's not a baby, act as a minder to the blind girl, Hannah. He doesn't do a good job of it.
Not really, no.
No, I mean, initially he seems quite harsh towards her. His treatment seems quite harsh, and I suppose it is. But you can attribute this to his condition, in a way. And also to his own
What's
experience.
interesting is that he totally fully believes that her dad just fucked off and left her there.
Yeah, because that's his
Yeah,
experience.
that's what he's
obviously
used to.
because what he's doing. But he's actually kind of right. Her dad fucked off and left her for the mirror world.
It's absolutely an understandable reaction. Is it a right one? Hell no. But
no, I understand.
given his experience, it's only natural he would think like that.
Exactly.
Speaking of heartbreaking, that bit where the doctor is drawing a map on the side of the house, but it's not a map.
Don't tell her dad's dead.
Yeah, assume her dad is dead.
That's such a fucking Capaldi era moment, in a way.
Yeah.
God, you can imagine like an earlier Doctor doing that spot on, but that is really doctorish for a 13.
It is. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, Ryan is lying to Hannah, but he's doing it for the right reason.
Yeah.
So again, we have that theme of doing the wrong thing, this time for the right reason.
There you go.
As opposed to doing the right thing for the wrong reason.
How is an episode that ends so weirdly, so friggin' emotional?
I think that's just the genius of it.
It
really is amazing.
It's so good.
I don't know if it's my top one for the series or not.
I honestly am really torn on it. It's either this or Demons.
I do know that Clint Hassel absolutely bloody loved it because he says it's actually his favourite episode ever now.
I don't know who that is.
The Doctor Who TV.co.uk reviewer.
Is this the guy who liked
He liked Kablam and he hated Demons.
Well, obviously he's wrong, so we have to ignore him.
Yeah, obviously he's wrong. I mean, liking Kablam? Who could imagine?
Cat's turned her burn ammunition from me to Clint Hassel. That's good, I think.
Oh no, you're still in the line of fire. So.
I know.
Yeah, you watch out too. You watch out too, Mr. Cheese, chips, and gravy are superior to poutine.
I didn't say superior. I said it's the same dish.
Okay, you guys, seriously, I don't want a bloodbath here.
You're putting words in my
I want a bloodbath
mouth.
someplace else where I can sell tickets so that people can watch you murder each other, okay?
Fight.
We'll call it Winter Slam, and one of you has to be the Undertaker.
Well, that'd be me because I'm taller.
Yeah, I think, Rainiac is like a goddamn tree, so that would be.
Well, if we ever did meet in a fight, you would rest in peace. That actually wasn't terrible by my impersonation standards.
I'm not
it was a lot
intimidated.
better than your Monokuma.
Yeah, much better than Monokuma.
Oh, I haven't forgotten that.
I haven't forgotten that either. I'm going to never do that again.
I've forgotten it, but let's talk about something else.
Yeah, here's another concept I really enjoyed in this episode. The Anti-Zone.
Ooh.
This is a really clever idea. The idea of a buffer reality to keep two universes from touching.
It's honestly really cool to see the Upside Down. I mean, the Anti-Zone.
I mean, it basically is the Upside Down, yes, but
It really is.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, this is where the episode goes from good to great, because when you first started off, given the trailers and what little you have, you're kind of expecting, a cabin in the woods monster thing, classic horror episode of Doctor Who, something fun, But then you get this whole mirror shit, and things go completely bonkers out the window, and you're left wondering, what the hell kind of story is? And as it turns out, you've got the Anti-Zone, which is brilliant, but a lot of it, in a way, kind of feels like Chibnall came up to Ed Heim. Like, Chibnall came up to Heim and he was like, Ed, great script, really love it, greatly emotional, lots of great ideas. Only one thing, you gotta have a monster. It's Doctor Who, you gotta have a monster. So add in something, and Heim threw in Ribbons and the Flesh Moths.
We had a monster. It was the Solar Tract, but
that doesn't count as a monster per se.
Well, I beg to differ. And
I'm talking like, you want something more visceral and spooky, kind of Doctor Who-y. Ribbons.
Okay.
No. I can explain easily why it's a monster, but we can wait until we finish covering the Anti-Zone.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
It is absolutely a monster, but yeah, the Anti-Zone, those flesh-eating moths are gnarly.
Like, damn. And something else that Kat and I noticed, Ribbon's balloon and the way it lights up the stuff, it's one, really brilliant and moody, and two, the fact that his little lantern is basically just a red balloon really gave me vibes of It, like Stephen King's It.
Well, it is called It Takes You Away.
Oh my god!
I wonder if that was intentional.
Heim, you bastard.
If only Ribbons was a giant spider.
Oh, no.
No. We had those like 5 weeks ago.
We did, yeah. No, Ribbons wasn't a giant spider.
Ribbons was a giant spider. He wasn't. And you two wouldn't ruin my joke.
He wasn't a giant spider. He was Gollum.
Ribbons was just a knife goblin.
He was basically just Gollum.
Knife.
Yeah,
but he was Gollum if he came from the Attack on Titan universe.
Jesus.
I mean, the comparisons are obvious. Gollum's greed and desire for the ring gets him killed in the end. Ribbon's greed for the tubular, as he calls the Sonic, gets him killed.
Oh, so what you're saying is that Ribbons and Gollum marry each other?
Yes.
You walked right into it.
It doesn't affect me as badly as you think it does. That's a lie. I'm crying inside.
He was also played by Kevin Eldon, who's been on Doctor Who before, apparently.
Oh, has he?
Yes, in something called Doctor Who Death Comes to Time.
Oh, I've heard of that.
That's not official, is it?
It's an audio drama. He plays a character called Antimony.
I hear that's a hot mess.
Probably. He was also in Hot Fuzz, so...
He's been in a lot of things.
Now that's even better.
He's a good actor, but this was... if I hadn't known he was going to be in it beforehand, I wouldn't have recognised him at first. I could sort of see his face behind the mask later on, but no, I thought he did a good job as this character.
He was there to get killed by flesh moths and lead the Doctor and company deeper into the caves and all.
He was also there to provide that amazing bit where she says, "You do not want those to be your last words."
Beautiful.
And one last thing about Ribbons. Didn't he claim to be born in the Anti-Zone?
Something like that.
So how did he survive as long as he did?
His ribbon? No. His land? I don't fucking know.
No, but there's no food. I mean...
Well, there's rats in there, clearly.
Unless he ate the moths, I suppose. But...
There's clearly rats in there. He's been using them as bait for the moths.
Yeah. It's true.
So.
Plus, it could be that that's not the only portal that was open. We can assume that it was, but why would it just open in that one place if its main goal is to get people to come in?
That's a very good point.
Either way, it's a really interesting and great idea.
Yeah, I also like the bit where he says to them, "You should run now," and Doctor says he wanted us to run, so stay perfectly still.
God.
And then his greed gets him killed because he reaches for the Sonic and the moths consume him. Yeah. That's a metal way to go. It can't have been good a way to go, but that was metal.
It was pretty goddamn visceral, yeah.
Yeah, and it's another one of those things where they make something totally innocent into a horrible monster. Last time it was...
There is nothing innocent about moths.
And Kablam, and now it's moths.
There is nothing innocent about moths.
Oh,
There's plenty innocent about moths.
Do you know how many clothes they've destroyed?
They're so soft and cuddly.
Do you know how many of my clothes they've destroyed, for that matter?
Then get some fucking mothballs. It ain't that big of a deal, you dick.
No, I've got some storage for my clothes. Don't call me a dick.
First the poutine, and now moths. You just don't like anything nice.
First of all, just to clear up the poutine once and for all, I said it was the same dish as cheese chips and gravy, not that it was inferior to it. Point number 1 in my defence. Point number 2, fuck moths.
Point number 3, you're wrong, so shut up.
She's got you there.
Well, not really, but I don't have the strength to argue. So
checkmate, motherfucker.
So let's move on to the fun.
Yeah, the real fun. So if you thought the Anti-Zone was good, that turned out to just be the appetizer. The main course, this bizarre concept of this, I'll say it again, mirror universe. You are just loving this, aren't you?
Oh, you don't know how long I've been waiting for this.
But this mirror universe, I've said it again, where... But it's not...
Say it again, Rainier. Say it again.
Mirror universe.
Oh, God, yeah.
Are you okay over there?
We've already done the threesome joke. We don't need another one. Let's just continue on, please.
Okay. But it's not like the whole universe is echoed, is mirrored, or whatever you want to call it. It's a tiny, tiny part of the universe. That's the first clue that something is not as it seems. It's just the cottage. But it's not even just the cottage.
If they wandered too far out, would it be kind of like in a video game where you see the skybox lines?
That's a bounty be.
I can't go. There's an invisible wall here.
It's like Super Mario 64 just keeps running into it. It goes, ow, 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 ow.
Oh my God.
You try to go one way, you mysteriously teleported to the other side.
By the way, the best visual touch of this episode was Eric's t-shirt.
Oh, I noticed that.
And the Slayer logo being reversed.
I mean, it's completely obvious that they just filmed it normally and then reversed it, but that is such a great touch.
Or they just made a t-shirt with a reverse logo.
Could have.
Or would it be easier just to film it all regularly and then just flip the footage?
That could also work, yeah. That could also work.
It's interesting because I don't think any of the companions or doctors' outfits are asymmetrical, so if it wasn't for Eric and his shirt, you wouldn't really notice.
Yeah, that's what makes it so good. If it was all of them, it would be too much.
I mean, the easy way to go back, well, not the easy way, I guess, to go back and check if Jodie suddenly uses her Sonic handed.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
That is true.
I literally just thought of that. I don't have the episode on hand to fire up.
That would be a brilliant little touch if that was true.
If it does turn out to be true, we'll put a mention in the
put like a screenshot or something up with her using it with her left hand or whatever. But going on to the little pocket mirror universe. That's basically what I've been calling it. The pocket mirror universe.
That's basically what it is.
The other side of the mirror. I called it an anti-universe because it's kind of like antimatter, where if the two collide, then they, destroy each other.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. That's what I think the Solar Track reminded me of the most is antimatter.
Yeah.
Well, Doctor Who's done antimatter before.
Yeah, Omega.
He didn't really want to be friends. He wanted to conquer.
He didn't want to be friends, but he wasn't compatible with our universe.
In the Serena conundrum, wasn't the main engine antimatter?
It was.
Yes, it was. Well spotted.
Yeah, there you go.
But okay, I just want to go on a little bit of a tangent about the cool concepts in this
Please do.
and why it really. Okay, so I got to go back to classic Who, but in 1980, Christopher Bidmead took over as the script editor. Yeah, and he wanted to take the show in more of a serious sci-fi direction, away from the comedy of the late 70s, which, every now and again Doctor Who wants to change up. That's fine. And he did it. He was pretty successful at it. But what ended up happening was the better stories of Season 18 are really interesting with their science and the way they're sort of magical, alchemical, the way things used. You've got these weird treatises on evolution and entropy and probability. Just really weird stuff. But absolutely gonzo. You've got stories like where there is a universe between two universes, so anti-0 point, and there's traveling between mirrors and whatnot. And it's all done in this strange, just odd gonzo style. I don't know how else to describe it. And that is really what It Takes You Away reminds me of. It's headier concept. It starts as this horror thing, and then it goes into the anti-zone. It's like, oh, that's weird. And then it goes into the mirror universe. And we haven't even gotten to the whole idea of the Solitract yet, which is that is absolutely pure Season 18 in a way. It's serious sci-fi in a way about antimatter and matter and alternate universes, but done in this surreal sort of style, which is especially apparent given some of the weirder shit that happens in this episode, like flesh-eating moss or, well, the Solitract.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Solitract,
I'm going to say right now, I love the idea of the Solitract.
Oh, it's brilliant, isn't it?
This being that was around since before the time began, in fact. And it wasn't malicious. It just wanted to be around. It just wanted to play with everyone. But it's not compatible with the universe. It's like a kid with measles in a school playground.
It's a fun parallel. I've been rewatching the old revival episodes, and I got to the Impossible Planet Satan Pit two-parter.
Such a good story.
And the fact that the devil is supposed to come before the universe, like Tennant is like, that's impossible.
Yeah.
And now here we have Jodie Whittaker being like, oh, the Solitract. Oh, it comes from outside. Brilliant. That's brilliant. Wow, that's exactly what's happening.
Well, technically, she said that it was there while all the stuff was there to make the universe, like math and everything. Okay. It's just it couldn't all come together because the Solitract was there.
Yeah, I likened it to two magnets, both pointing at north.
Magnets? How do they work?
Don't even go there.
Miracles and shit.
But basically, yeah, it's incompatible until it's been excised, removed, exiled. Nothing can actually work.
It also reminds me of the Doctor's wife. You remember the Pocket Bubble universe?
Yeah.
The TARDIS junkyard. Yeah, Solitract is kind of like that. Kind of. Just another soap bubble. Actually, it's not exactly like that.
But it's not, I would say it's not malicious. It's just very, very, very lonely.
Which I really like. That it's not a villain. It's just, it's trying to do a thing that will make a bad thing happen, but it's not doing it maliciously. It's just really desperate and lonely.
If we really have to say there was a villain in this episode, it's either Ribbons or Eric.
Yeah. But this is the thing. This is the thing about Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. I mean, I've noted in the past they've made her a more passive Doctor, and, well, when you do a traditional Doctor Who story with a villain in it, and she's like, oh, I don't really need to stop and ruin the villain completely, it feels totally off to me coming from the Moffat era. But when you have stuff like Demons of the Punjab or this, where there's not really a villain, and the idea of being passive is baked in there, and it allows her to be empathetical and emotional, it works.
Yeah.
This is the kind of story her doctor, as characterized by Chibnall and friends, slots into really nice.
And just going back briefly to Eric, I mean, yeah, okay, he's a jerk to his daughter.
Like,
No, he's more than a jerk.
but there's going into a mirror universe to find your dead wife. And then there's hooking up a sound system to make your blind daughter think there are monsters outside, so she doesn't wander off while you go into a mirror universe.
Yeah, however, this is why I'm not going to be so harsh on him. I'm still going to be quite harsh on him, but not fully harsh on him, because don't forget, he is under some sort of spell.
What?
No, he isn't.
Spell?
Well, alright, it's not traditional magic, but the idea of his wife, who he's lost, and he loved, presumably, with all his heart, and he lost it years ago, and she suddenly appears again in front of him, alive and well, and even if in the back of your mind you knew this isn't real, put yourself in his shoes for a minute. If you crossed over and you saw somebody you hadn't seen in years, who'd passed away a decade ago, for example, a loved one or a really, really, really good friend, could you turn away from them? I'm not sure I could.
Okay, there's turning away, and then there's doing what he...
Yeah, I'm not disputing that was awful.
Here, hold on, Rainiac. Here's the thing. At some point, he did turn away and go back, because he had to find out first he had to go through the mirror, get through the zone in the first place, which would probably take a couple trips because there's flesh moths and stuff, and he'd probably be terrified. So let's say that he took a maximum of maybe 5 trips into the anti-zone. Then he somehow found the other one, and he got through and he found his wife. So his first thought is obviously, oh, I need to go and make sure I get my daughter. So he has to go back, set up the sound system so that she won't leave, and then come back through for some reason without her.
Yeah.
Because he can't set up the sound system before going through the mirror because he didn't know what was on the other side. And he would have no idea exactly what he was heading towards.
Okay.
So, making her stay in place would be a stupid idea.
I just don't think it's a wholly black and white thing that, yes, he's irresponsible, and yes, he's acted appallingly towards his daughter. That's not in question. But he is doing it for very human reasons.
Human,
yeah,
yes.
But even the most human reasons can be horrible.
Well, again,
human, yes. Selfish, also yes.
Yeah, the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I really love
he could
this
have
concept.
done a lot of things. He had time to set up this sound system. Why couldn't he have left a recording of how to tell his daughter where he was? Why couldn't he do what the doctor did and set up that string or a wire or something so that she could follow it to him?
Simplest
Why
explanation, he
couldn't he
wasn't
leave
thinking
her
straight.
instructions?
He wasn't thinking straight.
That's bullshit because this is his daughter.
I know.
His blind daughter.
I know, but remember what the solar track doesn't care for Hannah. It latches onto Eric.
I'm of two minds here.
Should. The fact that he decided that in the grand scheme of things, his blind daughter, who's in the middle of the fucking woods all by herself when possibly nobody knows where she is not as important as his dead wife, who he has to go through into a mirror universe for.
All right.
Nobody else is.
When you put it like that, it's pretty crystal clear.
Yeah, he
made a very human move, yes. I can understand, because I, for one, miss my grandmother, and I would love to be able to see her again, because she was taken far, far too early by cancer. And if I had the chance to see her again, I would. But I wouldn't fucking sacrifice my little brothers or anybody else for that.
Yeah, all right. I think that's the difference, isn't it? That's the line that he crosses.
Yeah.
If he had told Hannah or he had taken Hannah with him, perhaps we could have understood it more.
Yeah, because remember, the thing that got Graham away was because the Grace inside the Solitrack did not care about Ryan. So he automatically knew, by saying you were almost perfect. Meanwhile, this asshole is probably like, oh, I should go get Hannah and bring her back here. And she's like, no, you don't have to. And he's like, okay, that's fine with me.
God.
I still think, though, he was being, to a certain extent, entranced by the Solitrack.
He wasn't being entranced by anything. It was all his own decision.
Because Graham is sort of enticed and entranced by it.
That's just natural, like, emotional reaction. That's not the Solitrack is hypnotizing you. Stay there.
Yeah. I didn't say it was hypnotism, but...
Well, enticement.
It's hard to break that particular attraction.
Let's just say there's no outside power. It's all their decision wants.
Yeah,
and
fair enough.
Inability to let go.
Let's say that the only force trying to keep him there was love.
Yep.
And while love can be very good, in this case, it was bad because he did everything for all the wrong reasons and completely selfish ones that put his daughter at. So,
yeah.
Speaking
of his daughter, I thought this was a rather good character on the whole.
She was amazing. I loved her accent.
Yeah. A little bit of background information then. This actress is called Ellie Walwork, although she was credited on the credits at the end, Eleanor Walwork. And she is legitimately blind.
Which is good.
Yeah, it's not effects. It's not contact lenses. She's the first truly blind actor or actress in Doctor Who. And you do bring up a good point about her accent, Kat. I thought her accent really held up.
Yeah.
It sounded genuinely Scandinavian.
Yeah, plus the fact that she wasn't hard to understand, which is also something that's really important when you're acting in a show like this.
And what's more impressive is she's not Scandinavian. She's from London.
Well, I'll be damned.
She's acting alongside genuine Scandinavian actors playing her parents. And she fits right in.
But is she blind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the first legitimately blind... She's a legitimately blind actress, first blind actress to appear in Doctor Who.
Point one for diversity.
Yeah, but also point one for using a blind actress to play a blind character. Not just diversity.
Yes.
There is one bit with Hannah that's ridiculous, but I will let it slide.
Go on.
She knocks out Ryan with a door.
Okay.
Like, Hannah, it's okay. There's no monsters out there. Smack.
I could believe it.
You know what's funny is that I noticed...
the head where if you hit too hard... Ooh,
I noticed in that Granddad scene, he's got a nice big red welt on his forehead.
Yeah, nice continuity there. It's just the idea that this girl who's maybe, 100 pounds soaking wet is able to knock out Ryan, who's not exactly small, with a wooden door.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay, she is small, but I honestly found her adorable.
Oh my god.
I hate this.
Thanks, Kat, I hate it.
Would I stop? No.
Oh, God.
Knock it off.
I
know, this all hinges on me stopping.
Y'all are knobs.
Seriously, knock it off, you two.
You already did that one.
I know, but nobody reacted the first time. Maybe because it wasn't a very good joke in the first place, but never mind. Yes, I'm making fun of myself now. What else is new? But no, I love the portrayal by the actress. I thought the character herself was rather good. She's a child, but she's no fool.
She's certainly not like other children who have been on the show.
Yes, the shit kids.
Because I can go on a rant.
I was wondering when I get to the shit kids. She's not that.
Pick your example from the Capaldi era.
Is it A, the kids from Batman and Silver? Is it B?
Is it B, the kid from Kill the Moon? Or C, the kids from In the Night?
Yeah. Maisie Williams gets a pass.
D, all of the above?
Maisie Williams gets a pass because Me was a good character.
Oh, yeah, God, yeah.
But whether she's truly a child...
My eye is twitching.
Whether she's a child or not is debatable. But no, I liked the character quite a bit. I thought she was a good addition to the cast. And she's the first one that really senses that something is wrong with the Solitract.
Which is interesting.
And it makes sense because there is a commonly held belief that if somebody has one of their senses impaired or it's absent altogether, in Hannah's case, she's almost completely blind. She can see light up close, she says. But other than that, she can't see a thing. People like that can compensate with their other senses.
So she is Daredevil.
An amazing idea.
What's that?
When the Solitract drops the whole, this is the same world shtick, what does it turn into? A big white room of light.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You've got it.
Maybe that's what she saw. She saw the light, and she could tell that it wasn't a real thing.
That's neat.
That headcanon I'm completely prepared to accept as legitimate. That's great.
That's actually really cool, and that's what happened. If it's not, then, well...
It's open to interpretation, isn't it?
I like it. What else was in the big white room flag?
Yeah, speaking of the White Room, that White Room contained the biggest WTF moment of this entire series, not just the episode.
Like,
the Solitract's final form is a frog.
Pregnant men giving birth.
Yes. Move aside, pregnant man giving birth. You're not important anymore.
This is the proper gonzo shit.
You've been usurped. You've been usurped.
Move aside, Candyman. You're officially no longer the weirdest thing.
Out of the way,
I don't know if I go there.
I have to say, this has proved so divisive amongst the community. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. Some people weren't sure what the hell was going on. I think I was in the third camp for a while.
Oh, again with the centralist.
No, that's not a centralist viewpoint. I'm confused out of my brain is not a centralist viewpoint. It's just I'm confused out of my brain right now.
I was confused out of my brain, but I loved it. It was fucking brilliant.
It's
a frog.
Not just a frog, but a frog with Grace's voice.
Can I say there's a thing here about someone's review of it? I want to say what they said about it.
Go on.
It's Nordic Noir meets Crazy Frog.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus Christ.
That's fantastic. Oh. I don't know who wrote that line, but whoever that was, a tip of the hat to you, sir or madam.
Michael Logan.
This is right up. Yeah.
Michael Logan, a tip of the hat to you, Mr. Logan.
This is right up there with the weird, and again, we're not talking about quality, we're talking about just the weird idea. The weird idea is like the moon is an egg, or I'm trying to think of something else besides kill. Fucking weird, wild Doctor Who.
Yeah.
The trees are helping the planet not die.
There you go.
I wouldn't
if
call
we're
that
gonna
weird.
go for terrible shit.
I wouldn't call that weird, just bad. But
no, I said regardless of the quality.
I think it was Kat that said she wanted the weird shit later in the series. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, we have weird shit, all right.
Houston, we have weird shit.
This is the kind of shit I live by Doctor Who.
We have a talking animatronic frog that sounds like Grace.
It wasn't even CGI.
Why? Just because.
It wasn't even CGI. It was a puppet.
I love it. I love it. And Jodie Whittaker gets the hero and a doctor, and she wants to make friends with the talking frog.
But this is the bit that people weren't really happy about. So, to entice in Graham, it took the form of Grace. To entice Eric, it took the form of his dead wife, Drina. Why didn't it take the form of someone from the Doctor's past? And I think I have an answer for that.
I have an answer.
They need to let the Doctor in?
I have an answer for that. This guy's that Chibnall hasn't got him included Daleks yet. Why would he go for this family of having Clara show up?
That's one reason, but it wasn't Clara I was thinking of.
Susan.
You guys are forgetting the entire reason at all, because it didn't need to lure the Doctor in. The Doctor was going to stay anyways.
Yes,
So
you're
it
right.
just chose a form that it liked.
That wonderful speech where he says, you can only choose one of us, and I've got a lot more you can take, or something along those lines.
Beautiful.
Which, of course, finally convinces Eric that it's not his wife. And not before time. But yeah, this entire third act...
I just had the best idea.
Oh, no.
Someone comes up to General and it's like, okay, I know we have a set budget, but we kind of blew it all on an animatronic frog by accident. So...
Oh my god.
He's like, perfect!
This is Russell T Davies wanting to make the devil a little girl at the end of the Satan pit all over again.
Oh my god. That would have been something.
I love that story. That they'd run out of budget, and so he was like, "What are we going to put in the pit at the end? A little girl? A little girl?" And in the end, they managed to recover some of the funding to make the CGI Satan, but it's that all over again, isn't it? We haven't got anything left. Animatronic frog, perfect.
The only way it would have been even funnier was if they actually had a Kermit the Frog puppet.
That's already been edited in. People have edited that on the internet. They've just put Kermit in the chair.
I've seen it.
They've put Peppy in the chair.
I know, Doctor.
They've put Peppy in the chair. They put Stubby Toad in the chair. They've put that boy in the chair.
Crazy Frog in the chair.
Yes. And speaking of fun edits, I'm going straight back to copyright jail.
Oh, arrested for crimes.
If you're in a position to actually watch the video rather than just listen to it like a podcast, I invite you to switch over to the feed right about now, because Kat's done something ingenious.
God damn it, Kat.
That face you picked for her.
I might just start doing this every episode if I can.
Yes, Kat's now our artist in residence.
Beautiful.
All the terrible Photoshops.
Yes, that's the best way to do it.
I don't even do it in Photoshop. I do it in Paint. So ha.
Oh no. Shit! I could do this shit.
Okay, so you're right. It doesn't have to entice the Doctor in because, she's already said she's going to stay. But it doesn't take the form of someone that she knows. It takes this bizarre form of the frog. But that's actually rather clever. Because
Grace likes frogs, so.
It's not because Grace likes frogs. How do you lure in or convince the Doctor to stay with this alternate universe?
Threatening her friends.
Not by taking the form of one of her old friends, no. By taking the form of something so bizarre, so wonderfully mad, she can't help but stay. That's why the frog is clever.
I mean, I guess. I'm still firmly in the camp of it didn't need to lure her in, so let's just do some weird shit.
Didn't need to lure her in, but didn't need to keep her there once she'd stepped in.
Well, she was going to stay.
Of course,
but
the other reason is that they
again.
couldn't afford to get Alex Kingston back to portray River Song.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, a part of me would have loved to have seen River on that chair, but the finale is next week.
I would have loved to see Missy on that chair.
Oh
my god!
Don't tempt me, Walt. But
I'm glad they were family. Goddamn frog.
Yeah.
Because that's so much better than just River Song.
One last thing I need to point out before we get
opportunities.
One last thing before we get to the overall thoughts. Then there was a very funny moment or a very funny realization I came to is that in the pre-series trailer there is a very dramatic scene of the room in white with the Doctor blowing a kiss goodbye to someone, and for weeks people have been speculating, what's this about? Was she saying goodbye to all her companions? Was that Graham dying? Nope. She was saying farewell to a frog. For 3 months, we've speculated, and the answer is nope, Chuck Tester, it's a frog. That is too good.
Oh,
and on the subject of funny editing, do you remember the season 19 trailer that just dropped yesterday?
Yeah.
The DVD trailer. That was done by a guy called Pip Madeley. It was fan edited. The BBC hired a fan to do it. He's done something quite brilliant. He's put together a gif of the frog raising its hand up, and it blasts the Doctor away.
Oh my god.
And on the subject of shilling for Pip Madeley, he's doing this wonderful thing on Twitter where he's doing a Sharda advent calendar every day. Like the civil servant from Sharda opens the door and there's a different thing there. So for the first day, it's Tom Baker shouting, Sharda!
Oh god.
And then it was a Dalek today, I think, and it was somebody getting slapped. It's very funny. At Pip Madeley on Twitter. Give him a follow. It's well worth it. So then, overall thoughts. I can't even begin to describe my overall thoughts on this because this was so weird. It took me 2 watches to fully appreciate it, and once I'd done that, this really sticks the landing. The initial mystery is interesting enough to keep you watching, but it really gathers steam when we get to the anti-zone stuff, and it really gathers steam when we cross over into the mirror universe. This is just so well written and utterly unique. I'll say it. It's completely unique. And I think it's right up there with some of the best modern episodes. There, I've said it now. I can't take it back. I've said it. It's on the internet. It's there, preserved for all time. It's one of the best episodes. Brainiac, 4th of December 2018.
Dun, dun, dun.
So what do you guys think of it?
Oh, shall I?
Go ahead.
Mirrors, 10 out of 10. Okay, I can give you more than all right.
Okay. That was pretty good.
Okay, but for real, it's brilliant, isn't it? I don't know if I can say best of the modern era. Evaluate that, but right now I can say at least second best episode of series, if not best. I really have to figure out if it's better than Punjab or not. Figure out what criteria I want to. They're basically both very good, but this one is just incredible. The way it mixes the emotion with batshit weirdness, with that same sort of serious sci-fi stuff about parallel universes and pocket universes. And it has mirror imagery made explicit, which I have been waiting for ages. How can you not love this episode? It's just brilliant. That'll do it.
Yeah. Kat?
Fuck Eric, 10 out of 10. Bye.
I thought you were going to say mirrors 10 out of 10 to mirror him.
And now you're mirroring me?
I think for once we've actually had too much mirrors.
I agree.
I know that's sacrilege, but we've got to
say this to me.
No, that's, you see, the joke is actually on you because you were laughing because, it's an episode set around mirrors. I'm actually laughing at you because we've reached the critical point, the saturation point. We can't do it again. I win, bitches!
Yeah, you just wait.
Kat, go ahead.
How cute.
Go ahead, Kat.
I really enjoyed the episode. I enjoyed the twists and turns it took, figuring out that there was no monster outside, the monster was inside the mirror. Seeing all the different zones that we got to go through, the interesting little, asides and sort of references that we spotted. But all in all, the end of the episode is what really makes it for me, with the solo track and the fucking frog. I'm so glad my parents don't watch this series anymore because they'd probably look at that and be like, why do you watch? But yeah, 10 out of 10 episode, and I'm also trying to figure out if this is number 1 or number 2 for me.
Yeah.
What would your number 2 be? Demons?
Yeah, Demons. It was that good.
I cannot figure
Demons
out
really
the top 3 for me is between this, Kablam, Demons. And I cannot figure out what order.
I have this, Demons, and Rosa, because Rosa was just so good.
Yeah, fair enough.
That sounds about Cat.
Oh, so mine doesn't. Thanks for that.
Well, you liked
Kablam is number 4. Kerblam's number 4.
What is wrong with liking Kerblam?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with liking Kerblam. Just
I will say one last thing, one last point on It Takes You Away. Honestly, on Sunday I sat down, I watched the episode, it ended with a frog in a chair. On Monday morning, I flipped over the television and I saw a clip of a musical based on the 6 Wives of Henry VIII, but as pop stars. I'm beginning to think between Sunday and Monday, someone slipped me some acid.
Oh, that was me. Sorry.
I knew that had looked familiar.
Oh God.
So anyway, we've gushed about this enough, I think, because next time series finale.
Oh boy!
And it's called. Thanks for this, Chris Chibnall. It's called The Battle of Ranskor Av Kolos.
Say that 3 times fast.
Ranskor Av Kolos. Ranskor, damn it. I couldn't do it. My throat was choking off after the second Av Kolos.
Ranskor.
Yeah. I'm a little bit worried about this one, I'll be honest with you.
In what way?
Well, based on solely on the trailer and the TV spots they've released, this doesn't feel much like a series finale.
Well, they do still have the Christmas episode coming up.
New Year's Day.
Close enough.
They still have the Christmas episode coming up.
Well, Christmas season then, yes, okay.
They do still have the Christmas episode coming up, and if you correct me again, I'm going to come over there and stab you.
Cat keeps on marrying herself.
I'm not going to... God damn it. I'm not going to correct you again.
I have your address now, so I'd be careful.
We have one more episode left to go after
that's okay.
this
I
finale.
have your address.
But technically, it's the series finale, because I think that the seasonal episode is separate. Although this might lead into the seasonal episode. I just don't know. We'll find out.
Well, I mean, we can kind of argue that Twice Upon a Time ended last series a bit more than the Dr. Falls did, just because he actually regenerated in Twice Upon a Time.
Yeah,
I've been thinking of this, actually, if I can make it side point. From World Enough in Time to Rosa, it's basically a continuous arc.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they all lead into each other.
Basically, they absolutely do. We've got Mark Addy starring as an amnesiac battle commander. I presume this is where Phyllis Logan from the from the episode 1 show reel at the end turns up as well, because we've only got one episode left, and I don't think she's in the New Year's episode. Hopefully we get some resolution to the small plot arcs we've got this series going on, like the Timeless Child and the...
Stenza.
Thank you. I was trying to call him the Schalke for a second there. The Stenza.
Well, I mean, it's directed by Jamie Childs. Maybe she's the Timeless Child.
Nice. I like that. But it is written by Chris Chibnall. And honestly, some of the Chibnall written episodes have not been the best this series.
Some?
Well, the first one was pretty good, and Rosa was part written by Chibnall, and that was excellent. But then you've also got Ghost Monument, Serenga Conundrum, and Arachnids in the UK, and they were all written by Chris Chibnall on his own.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit nervous, but hopefully they'll surprise me for the
I would
positive.
One more.
If we're honest, we kind of have to know what's going to happen because they haven't had Daleks yet.
Yeah, they're teasing a return of some kind. The Doctor says, I know that voice.
If the Christmas episode is indeed on New Year's, that is technically next year, so they have to have them soon, or else they'll lose the rights to it.
What they'll do is
they'll
just cut in a 1-second shot of the Daleks at the very end of the episode, and that'll count. Like a subliminal cut, like bam, Dalek's not there.
Or just cliffhanger into it, like, we're going to get you, Doctor.
Wait, we didn't show up this series?
Bugger!
Renegotiate Chris Chibnall's contract?
Renegotiate!
Right.
Oh, I love you guys.
Yeah,
but
better.
There's going to be a return of some kind, but I refuse to speculate on who or what that might be, because I'm just setting myself up for disappointment the way this show has worked in previous series.
Right, send the Raleigh.
Yes, and also the runtime is 50 minutes.
If it's somehow not the Daleks, then I'll be very, very surprised.
Aren't the
Well,
runtimes always 50 minutes this year?
the Daleks, the first episode was an hour.
Okay.
But this is the
Then the
finale.
next-
That's what I'm saying. This is the finale. It should be an hour, really.
Yeah.
And that makes me nervous. They're not going to be able to fit everything in sufficiently.
Well, we'll see.
To which I say, thank you, Strictly Come Dancing.
Thanks.
We all know Joe Suggs going to win this year. We don't really need to see the episode. You don't really need to air the episode. Just say he wins. We'll all believe it. So that has been our review of It Takes You Away. And I think more like it blew us away.
That's right.
So thank you to Freezing Inferno and Kat for joining me to discuss this fantastic episode.
The
And also thank you to my
mirrors-
friend, this frog here.
Froggy.
Wait,
Where's
why is that frog
Froggy?
raising his hand at me?
Thank you to you, the audience, for
Fred?
watching / listening to us. I think he's dead now.
Fred? Fred, where'd you go, Fred?
I think he's disappeared. And all that remains is to say, I've been Ray. Thank you for watching.
Fine, right?
And we'll see you next week. He didn't pop the bobber up again, did he?
No, but that frog is gone too.
Anyway,
Oh,
yeah,
I
thank you
like
for
that
watching,
frog.
and we'll see you next time. I guess just the two of us now for the finale of Series 11, the Battle of Ranskor av Kalos. Again, Chris Chibnall, thank you very much. That's such a mouthful. Until next time, bye for now.